Hello students, good morning everyone. Hope you all are good. So this one is our new chapter of physics, right? And the name of the chapter is gravitation. Right students? The name of the chapter is gravitation. Now see, first of all we should know that what exactly do we understand by this word. Fine. Before going into the detail of this chapter. Now see students. See, gravitation is the force of attraction between two objects in the universe. What happened now? It is the force of attraction, fine, between two objects in the universe. So, suppose these are the two objects that I am taking. The first one we have is A and another one we have is B. Now, what is happening? There is a force of attraction. It means one object will always be attracted to somewhat extent to the other object, right? This is what the gravitation is. Now students, gravitation may be the attraction of object by the earth, fine. For example, if a body is dropped from a certain height, it falls downward due to earth's gravity. Suppose, for example, let me just erase it for you now. See students, suppose for example this is one body, right? So if this body is dropped from a certain height, the height is, say for example 10 meter. So this object is dropped from this much height and this has reached to the ground level. Now object has reached to ground level. Now you all can see here it falls downward. Why it is falling in the downward direction, bache? When we are actually dropping an object from a certain height, suppose this is a hand, right, and I have dropped an object, this object, suppose this is a ball. Ball is an object, right? So what happened? This object has been dropped by me from a certain height. So what will happen? It falls downward. Why? Due to the earth's gravity. Due to the earth's gravity. A very simple phenomena. I hope this thing is clear, bache. Now, if a body is thrown upward, it reaches a certain height and then falls downward due to the earth's gravity. Now, what is happening? You can see the first example. What we had done? We have actually dropped an object from a height. Fine. But here what we are doing? What we are doing? We are throwing an object in upward direction. Suppose this is a ball. Fine. Now what I am doing? I am throwing it in upward direction. And suppose ball has reached to here now. Right? I hope my point is clear. So if a ball is thrown in upward direction, it will reach to a certain height. Suppose let's just consider that height to be x. Right? Now obviously after reaching to certain height, it falls downward. Why? Due to, again, due to earth's gravity, because there is a gravitational force. So remember students, now gravitation may be the attraction between objects in outer space. Now this was the gravitation may be the attraction of object by the earth. Fine, objects are they are attracting, but they are attracting by the earth. The second one you all can see here, the second case, bache, they are saying that gravitation may be the attraction between objects in outer space. Can you give me some example now? Yes, very good. I think you all know this thing. These are very, very famous and very important example. Attraction between the earth and moon and attraction between the sun and planets. So this thing is very, very important. See here now. What are the examples? Between the earth, suppose this is the earth, fine, this is the moon. So the attraction, this takes place in outer space. Remember this thing beta, this takes place in outer space, right? So we can say that the attraction between the earth and moon, fine, this is what the second case, in second case, and or we can say attraction between the sun and the planets, fine, and the planets. This is what they are explaining. Second students, I hope this part is very, very clear to each one of you. Second that they are saying is the centripetal force. Fine, centripetal force. So what do you mean by centripetal force? When a body, let me just erase it. See, when a body moves in a circular path, it changes its direction at every point. Now see, body is moving in a circular path, beta. Okay, body is moving in a circular path. Now it changes. Suppose this is the body. This is the body, and it is moving in a circular path. It changes its direction at every point. So you all can see here, if the object will reach to this point, so its direction will be different, right? If it will reaches to this point, direction will be different. You all can see here, the direction is changing. Fine. So the force which keeps the body in this circular path acts toward the center of the circle, and this is what we call it as centripetal force. Remember this thing, very very important force. And students, one double star thing, this thing is very important. What they are telling, that if there is no centripetal force, the body will move in a straight line tangent to the circular path. So this thing you can see, this is a circular path, this one is tangent. Fine. So body will move in a straight line tangent to the circular path, but as there is a centripetal force, that is why body is moving in a circular path. So remember this thing, this is very very important. I hope I am clear. Now moving on to the next topic, you all can see here, this comes the universal law of gravitation. Fine. Now gravitation part is very very clear to each one of you, I hope so. So what they are telling, that universal law of, see, this question is very very important from examination point, very very important. Fine. See, the universal law of gravitation states that every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force which is directly proportional to product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them, right? So what they are telling, that there are two objects. You all can see here, we have two objects. This one is A object, this one is B object. Fine. So every object in the universe, they attract each other. So they are also attracting each other, but if they are attracting, there would be some force, right, which is directly proportional to product of their masses. Now may I know what are the masses here? This is capital M for A object and small m for B object. Very simple. And they are inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So you all can see here, the distance between these two objects is represented by D, but here what they are telling, they are inversely proportional to the square of distance. So we would write it as D square. Fine. Now bache, instead of going with this D, we can also write here R. Fine. So both one and the same thing. If this question comes in your exam, so you can write it as R as well as D. Fine. This is what they are telling to you. Now let two objects A and B, we have two objects bache, A is one object, fine, and B is another object. Now they lie at a distance D from each other. See, this one is A object, this one is B object, there is a distance, that is D, fine, between them. I hope I am clear. Now let F be the force of attraction between them. So what we have done, there is a force of attraction between these two objects, because this thing has been said in definition only, that every object in the universe attract each other. Fine. So there must be some attractive force over here. That is what the force is. So we have represented this force with F. Now according to the law of gravitation, the force between the object is directly proportional to the product of their masses. So remember one thing, force is directly proportional to the product of their masses. So may I know what are the masses here? For A object it is capital M, and for B object it is small m. So can I just simply write it here like this, F is directly proportional to capital M and small m. This is what it is written here, right students? Now second thing that they are telling us, that force is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So this becomes our second point. See here, fine, F is inversely proportional to square of distance between them. This becomes the second point. This is what has been said in our definition. Now bache, we have to combine these two equations. So this is our first equation, this is our second equation. So if we will combine it, what will become? F is equals to G capital M small m upon D square. Remember one thing, I am again repeating myself, this D could be also written as R, because both R and D, they are same. Fine. For distance we can write d also and r also. Now bache, you all can see here, see, when we are combining this first and second equation, which thing is formed? F is equals to g capital M upon d square. So you would be thinking, ma'am, you have not written g in first equation and second equation, so how can you write it after combining? So listen to me very carefully bache, this g is gravitational constant. Fine. And in order, this is proportionality basically. In order to remove this proportionality constant, we have applied here a constant that is known as gravitational constant. Right bache? So this is what the universal law of gravitation says. F is equals to capital G mm upon r square. Right students? Or simply we could have also written as it as like this. Fine. We can also write it like like this. See, what you need to do? See, F here, we have written F here. Now you have to transfer this G to your left hand side. Fine. Then equation becomes G is equals to F into D square upon capital M small m. Fine students. Now listen to me very carefully now. See. So you just put everything here. Instead of force, what is the unit of force? Newton, right? How can we write this d square? Distance, we measure distance in meter. So I am writing its unit meter. Here it is square. So I am also writing square. Then capital M, both are masses. So how will we write masses? In kg. Fine. So 1 kg and then 2 kg. How it becomes? Kg. Fine. Kg square. Now Newton meter square and kg, when it will go to upward, it becomes -2. This is what the unit is. I hope it is clear bache. And the value of this capital G after removing this proportionality constant, it is 6.673 into 10 raised to power 11 Newton meter square kg square. So I hope this topic is clear to each one of you. Fine. This is what we have studied in our today's module. Thank you students.